Hey, what's up, everybody? Today, we're going to talk about some prospects that the Cowboys have visited. We did a prospect tracker video here a few weeks ago. I'll put a link in here if you want to go back and look at some of the other prospects that we visited. I also have a link to the blog that has an update. Like, I update this weekly, daily, so go ahead and check that out as well. But I want to do just a quick update on who else the Cowboys are interested in. So let's get right into it, all right? So let's get into it. First guy this on the Cowboys list here of interest, Avery Moss, defensive end, Youngstown State. All right, so they met with him in his pro day. This can be confirmed. I'm still trying to confirm if they met with Derek Rivers. There's some conflicting reports that he did or did not, but they did for sure meet with Avery Moss. All right, Avery Moss, they met him in his pro day. Comes in at 6'3", 264 pounds. A little background on him: he's a Nebraska transfer. He followed Bo Pelini from Nebraska over to Youngstown, and the reason was he has some off-field issues here. He got banned from Nebraska for a public indecency. Showed his junk to somebody, as you could say, and they banned him for that. And he didn't get reinstated, so he transferred over to Youngstown. All right, so he runs a 4.79 40. Had a productive season here, 10 sacks. So this guy, pretty productive. Of course, you have to take into consideration the conference, the Mid-Valley, MVC. So he does come in with the number 18 SPARQ, 31% percentile. So let's take a look at a clip here of him in action. All right, so let's take a look at this. All right, so that's Avery Moss, number 9. So the Cowboys have interest in this guy. So where would he possibly be drafted? He'll go anywhere between the 4th and 5th round. Cowboys don't have a 5th round pick as of yet, so 4th to 5th round for him. All right, so let's get to this next player. This next player, I've been watching him, been studying up on him, and this guy could be something for the Cowboys. He's not a name that a lot of people are talking about right now, but he does seem to be rising up some people's boards. Very productive player, improved every season. Who is it? Jordan Willis, defensive end, Kansas State. They have a private workout set up with him. 6'4", 255 pounds. This guy's a 3-year starter. Straight up pass rush specialist. He will play the run as well. Very productive. He improved his sack ratio each season that he played. So he has upside. Big guy, muscular build, long arms. Cowboys like that. Rod Marion likes that. Also very athletic. Number 2 SPARQ, 94.4 percentile. This is something that the Cowboys will like, all right? This guy right now is projected 2nd to 3rd round. But like we've talked before, the Cowboys drafting so high in the draft here at number 28. You almost have to draft 1 round ahead, okay? So if this guy's projected as a 2nd round pick, the Cowboys really like him. They're gonna have to pull the trigger here and take him at the end of the 1st, all right? So and that's gonna be the case for the Cowboys in every round this year. You're pretty much having to draft a round earlier, okay? So let's keep that in mind. So he's out of the Big 12, all right? So let's take a look at some clips here of this guy. Pretty exciting player. Take a look at this guy, all right? So that's Jordan Willis. All right, pretty exciting player. Makes some plays. Very. He knows how to get to the quarterback, and this is something that the Cowboys would like. That I think he. The reason why they're visiting with him, they like everything about this guy. All right, very productive, high ceiling, very athletic. Number 2 SPARQ. So let's keep an eye on that guy there. The next guy the Cowboys have a scheduled visit with, Terrell Basham. Okay, you may have heard this guy. He's picking up speed. His name is picking up steam here. All right, so defensive end out of Ohio, the Ohio Bobcats. All right, so he too has long arms, strong, violent punch at the initial contact with the offensive lineman. His bend still needs some work, a little stiff on that, and he can also drop back and cover some tight ends. So he has a lot of speed, a lot of burst. He has good burst. You'll see this guy, and you'll fall in love with this player. All right, he has a number 12 SPARQ, so he's a sparky guy. Not a top 10 guy, but he's almost there. All right, so right now, have him projected as a 3rd round pick. But like I said, if the Cowboys like this guy, you can see this name called in the 2nd round. All right, so let's keep an eye on this guy here. He's out of the MAC. The Cowboys, they take players from that conference. All right, you may not think that they take players out of the MAC, but like I said in the other video, Garrett's preference in conferences, they take players from the MAC. So keep an eye on that guy there. The interest is real. You know, when they set up private visits with these guys, they've gone through a lot of things. You know, the combine, pro day, the Senior Bowl, that kind of thing. So they're getting to know this guy some more. Keep an eye on that guy. All right. The next guy the Cowboys have a private visit with, Jeremiah Ledbetter, defensive tackle, defensive end, Arkansas. All right, this guy comes in at 6'3", 280 pounds. This guy's a JUCO transfer. Another guy with long arms. Okay, there's a trend here. The Cowboys like these long arm guys. All right, interior lineman, long arms. Like I said, probably more of a fit at a left end when they bounce him out to a defensive end. So you know, it gives you versatility there, left end and defensive tackle. A 1 tech, 4.80 speed, and he has a number 26 SPARQ. All right, so 19% percentile. This guy, He's out of the SEC, all right, Arkansas. So I have him going anywhere between the 6th and 7th round. Cowboys brought this guy in. I mean, they're going to get with him. You know, they're going to see what he does. So we'll see where if they end up taking this guy, he'll be probably a 3rd day selection. Okay. So let's take a look at this next guy here, Adoree Jackson. Okay, Cowboys have interest in this guy. They met with him at the pro day, and they met with him at the combine. So he's got ball skills. Press coverage still needs some work. More of a, I mean, he's versatile though. Can play slot or the outside. 4.42 speed. Special teams guy, returner, has a lot of upside. All right, this guy's a playmaker, electrifying in the return game. So the Cowboys have interest in this guy, and at the combine, he was a name that kept coming up as a guy that the Cowboys were very high on. This guy graded anywhere between a 1st and 2nd round. He's a Pac-12 guy, all right? The Cowboys don't go to the Pac-12 that often, but when you have a special talent like Adoree Jackson, he's on the radar, all right? So they have interest in him. And let's take a look at some clips here of Adoree Jackson in action, all right? All right, so that's Adoree Jackson. Cowboys have a need here in the secondary. So this guy here, he'll be on their radar, you know, depending on how the draft falls to them. If they let it fall to them, they might move up, like I said. They're going to be aggressive in this draft. I do not see them sitting and letting people go away at the end of each draft, end of each round. But they could move back to get picks, right? So we've talked about that a couple times. He'll be an asset to the Cowboys. You know, they're looking to add some juice to the return game. You know, they don't. Obviously, they're visiting with guys. They brought in McDuffie. They want to improve that position. Okay, Lucky Whitehead's there. He's been given the chance here a couple of seasons. Hasn't done much. Kind of does some boneheaded things as well. Had some issues with the coaches. So we'll see what happens here in special teams, but they got to get some juice there. They got to get better at getting better field position and striking fear in the opposing team, right? So we don't have that right now. We had a lot of bad field position this year. Luckily for us, our weapons came through. Prescott, Zeke, all the guys, the offensive line, mauled people. But if we had that extra piece there with better field position, man, we'd be scoring better, more points, all right? So let's keep an eye on that guy there, all right? The next guy the Cowboys have a visit scheduled with, Adam Shaheen, tight end, Ashland. Okay, so a lot of people off the bat, what the hell, where the hell is Ashland? Where is this? Never heard of it. Personally, I never have either, to be honest with you, okay? So had to do a lot of research on this guy. Came back with what I researched on him, and he's a pretty impressive player, I gotta say. I like this guy. I can see why the Cowboys have interest in him. We have a need. All right, we have a lot of beat up tight ends right now. Witten's on the end of his career. All right, we're being honest. So Jeff Swaim fractured his foot. Similar issue to what happened to Dez. So that injury to Swaim, there's no guarantee that he'll come back full speed. That injury is like a 2-year full recovery. All right, so he could come back, he could re-injure it. So this type of issue is the same thing that Julio Jones, Dez had, and Jeff Swaim. So we got to be careful here, all right? Or we're getting kind of thin here at tight end. James Hanna, the bone bruise, a.k.a. microfracture probably. His career is in jeopardy. We don't even know the status on him, if he's going to be able to play. And then we have the And then we have Rico Gathers, okay? So still very raw. Hasn't played in an NFL game. He's played some preseason, practice squad, that kind of thing, but still developing, okay? So we need another guy here. Adam Shaheen, he could be this guy, all right? So big build all around. This is a big guy. Basketball background, blocking and receiving tight end. And he has some speed to him. Very athletic player. He ranks number 6 in the SPARQ, 72 percentile, all right? So right now, this guy's been moving up on boards. I have him projected in the 2nd to 3rd round. A lot of teams know about this guy, right? So when you see this guy drafted, you'll know why. Let's take a look at some clips here of this guy. All right, so that's Adam Shaheen. He comes out of the Great Lakes Intercollegiate Conference, Athletic Conference. I just call it the Great Lakes, but you know, he's an interesting prospect. I think, you know, with this guy, he would be a perfect fit for the Cowboys. Now, you know, obviously we have a lot of defensive needs. We want to load up and stack it up, right, on defense, but sometimes you gotta look at this as far as what are we gonna do at tight end in the future. Do you want to grab him here, or do you want to pass, maybe pick up Butt on a red shirt in the 3rd round, 4th round? So we'll see what they do at tight end. I think they will add somebody offensively in this draft. I don't think it'll be a full defensive draft. I think we'll see some offensive guys drafted. So this guy, keep him in mind, okay? The next guy, the Cowboys have a lot of interest in this guy, electric guy, Donald Pumphrey. All right, and you know what? I forgot this whole time, cap mode. Can you believe it? Well, it's on now, okay? Because this guy here, he's electrifying. Donald Pumphrey, running back out of San Diego State, shattered Marshall Faulk's records there. All right, we all know about Marshall Faulk running, catching all kinds of things that he would do. Okay, Donald Pumphrey, the same guy. The only thing about him, he's a lot smaller. 5'8", 176 pounds. All right, but the Cowboys have a lot of interest in this guy. All right? They met him at the combine and at the pro day. So, like I said, when these names keep coming up and they keep having interest and more interest, there's something to it. All right, so they've met him a couple times already. All right, 4.48 speed. The thing about him, sometimes he will fumble the ball though. I think that might be his size. Shifty, quick. He's a utility player, obviously. He'll come out of the backfield. He'll run the ball. He's like a Darren Sproles, but you know, we've talked about this guy before. He doesn't have the bottom half of Sproles. He's not stocky, thick built on his legs, but very elusive, very shifty. Give him the ball behind our offensive line, and they're not going to see where this guy is at. He's going to bust a bunch of big runs here. So this guy would be a huge upgrade over Dunbar. The only concern I would have is on passing downs. 3rd down, I wouldn't have him back there as a blocker. I don't think he'd be able to take on some of these linebackers, but you never know. but definitely this guy's a playmaker. He's not that strong. 5 reps at 225, but obviously, you know, you put that with his size, you know, that is what it is there. All right, so I have him projected anywhere between the 5th and 7th round. He comes out of the MWC conference. So let's take a look at some clips of this guy here. This is a pretty electrifying player as well. Let's take a look. All right, so you can see there why the Cowboys have interest in this guy. I mean, if you can just envision this guy behind our monstrous offensive line, like I said, they won't see him and he'll bust some big plays for us. And he's got speed, breakaway speed. He can catch the ball. You know, he can, you know, put him in here in the lineup, put him in the slot, give Beasley some relief. Better player, man. This guy's an upgrade over Whitehead too. So this guy, he can run the ball, catch the ball, and they tried him out a little bit on special teams in Senior Bowl. That's probably not his speciality, but you know, it's worth a look there. All right, so Donald Pumphrey, keep an eye on that guy. All right. The other guy that we have here, an update, and we can confirm, Taco Charlton, defensive end, Michigan. They have a private workout set up with this guy. 6'5", 273. This guy too, long reach. Don't think about him, experience. All right, this guy's still putting things together. All right, he's a 1-year starter, so he's still nailing down the position. But in that 1 year, he made some plays. Right, at the combine, his times were not as good as you would want. His 3-cone and his 40, they weren't as quick or explosive. That being said, this guy, if he were to be drafted, he wouldn't be a right end. Okay. This guy is more of a prototypical left end, and he does have some bend as well. So keep an eye on this guy. Have him projected late 1st round, early 2nd. He could, you know, a lot of teams are interested in him though. He has some upside, so keep an eye on that guy. Number 15, SPARQ. So he does have some athleticism to him, but his speed and those kind of numbers aren't what you would like. But the Cowboys, like I said, they like the Big Ten, and that's where Michigan's at. Big Ten, guys. So let's watch out for this guy. Let's take a look at a clip of Taco Charlton. All right. All right, so that's Charlton. Makes plays there. Pretty strong guy there. I like him, but you know, he's a left end, and if we're being honest with ourselves, we do need a right end. We need somebody here. DeMarcus Lawrence, he's in a contract year. Either way, depending on what he does, who knows? Who knows if the Cowboys will bring him back? So this defense could be really good here this year. You know, if we get Tapper back, DeMarcus Lawrence, if he steps up and doesn't get injured, he can contribute. and then you add another defensive end, whether it's at left end, tackle Charlton. Maybe they need to upgrade there. All right, this defense all of a sudden can be very deep. You have Irving, Malik Collins, Lawrence. Add one of these other guys in here, and it's looking pretty stout. Okay, so Avery Moss and the later round guy, Jordan Willis. This guy, I think we need to watch out for this guy. Terrell Basham. Out of all these guys, this guy really impresses me. Like, he really impresses me. I like Terrell Basham a lot. All right, so, but let's take a look at all these guys. Like I said, I'm gonna have links here to the previous prospect tracker, so you can view that video plus this one, and link to the blog article that has all the updates. Updating this on a regular basis, so go back and visit that as well. But let me know what you guys think. All right, let me know what you guys think of these players, and do you like them, do you not like them, and what do you think they could bring to the table for the Cowboys? All right, there's a lot of interest in all these players, and you can see why. Very impressive group of guys. We'll see what they do. Okay, so that's it for today, guys. Unless we get some breaking news later today, we'll probably take Sunday off, and we'll be back here on Monday for the latest Cowboy news. All right, so I really appreciate all you guys. I love the commentary, you guys. We have a very smart group of subscribers. I love reading your comments and replying to everybody, so keep it up, guys. And please like and subscribe to the channel. All right, thanks, guys.